How to stop living in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear that we're just not enough. Fear is a common current that runs through all of our lives. And if we let it, fear can keep us locked up in the prison of the comfortable and predictable, which prevents us from reaching our true potential. Living in fear causes a double conundrum, where you're unfulfilled with the status quo, yet afraid to pursue anything better. But there is also a way that fear can serve a valuable purpose, helping us break through the frustration to achieve the life we truly desire. That's right, if you allow it to, fear can become a tool for finding fulfillment. Discover how to stop living in fear, or better yet, how to use fear as your ultimate inspiration. The types of fear. To stop living in fear, you must understand the underlying psychology so that you can actively work against it. To a point, fear and anxiety have a place in healthy human psychology. Acute fear is a normal emotion that signals a potential threat to your physical or emotional safety. If you're ever in an accident, feel you're being followed, or experience some other immediate threat, you'll notice your blood starts pumping faster. Adrenaline shoots through your veins. You have a heightened awareness that allows you to take fast action in order to save yourself or others. Acute fear is a natural response that helped our ancestors survive. There is another type of fear that occurs when the acute fear response becomes hypersensitive. It's called chronic fear or indirect fear, and it occurs when we are continually exposed to low-level yet stressful events. We might watch a lot of news about war, political divisions, or the latest disease discoveries, causing us to irrationally anticipate negative events. Unlike acute fear, chronic fear can lower our natural life-saving response and cause us to believe we need to be saved by an outside force. Why am I living in fear? According to research from Harvard, just over 19% of the total population has experienced an anxiety disorder in the previous 12 months. They're some of the most common psychological issues in the US. In the modern world, it's typically chronic fear that causes our deep-seated anxiety issues, and everything from the media to caffeine has been blamed. But living in a state of blame has never helped anyone solve their problems. It's time to take ownership of your emotions and transform your life. So what's the best way to deal with fear? You must learn to dance with it. In the video below, Tony reveals how to use fear to your advantage instead of letting it use you. Signs you're living in fear. Would you believe that many people go through life without realizing they're living in fear? That's because fear is often confused with comfort. We become comfortable with our lives and we think that we are happy and fulfilled. Certainty is one of our 6 human needs, but when we become too comfortable, it starts to hold us back. Here are a few signs you are living in fear. Perfectionism. The need to be perfect is a mask we wear to protect ourselves from finding true intimacy and connection. As Tony says, it's also the lowest standard in the world because it is impossible to achieve. Settling. On the other hand, settling for less than you deserve is a powerful indicator you're letting your need for certainty run your life. If you don't have an extraordinary, passionate relationship and a job you absolutely love, you're living in fear. Procrastination. Always putting your goals off until tomorrow or when I have more time is a classic delay tactic of those who are living in fear. It's time to stop making excuses and start achieving your dreams. Numbing yourself. When you're living in a beautiful state, you don't need drugs or alcohol to enjoy your life. You're open to the world, you're the master of your emotions, and you feel pure joy each and every day. How to stop living in fear. With chronic fear, you're not experiencing anxiety, you're living in it. The fear response becomes a maladaptive lifestyle, influencing everything you think, feel, and do. Fear keeps you stuck in a self-perpetuating cycle of defeat and frustration. The upside to fear is that the emotions surrounding it are usually so unpleasant that they drive you to find another way. Don't let fear control you. There are many strategies for how to stop living in fear, from self-care to exercise to seeking professional help. When you commit to facing your fears, you're able to discover strategies to overcome them and find peace. 1. Determine the source of your anxiety. If you're living in fear, your anxieties have escalated to the point that they're running the show. You're thinking about your worries constantly without much mindfulness to what's behind them. To stop living in fear, you must pinpoint what's causing your distress. Get out a piece of paper and brainstorm a list. When you're finished, circle the items that are tangible concerns. Fears that your house will burn down, your kids will go missing, or you'll lose your job tomorrow. Start giving yourself a sense of control by writing a few actions you can take to prevent these things from happening. Also recognize the intangible concerns. Fears of the apocalypse, alien invasion from Mars, or worldwide economic collapse. You'll see that these have very little chance of happening, but you'll also see that these fears often have deeper roots. If your fears fall into this category, you'll need to do some self-reflection to discover how to stop living in fear. 3. Stop the excuses. Like blame, excuses are a defense mechanism we use to avoid facing our problems. It's easy to push our hopes, desires, and dreams aside when we have excuses. There's just not enough time. I don't have the money or the resources. I have a family. I'm too busy. And we start to hide behind those excuses instead of taking action to move forward. Excuses are comforting when we're living in fear. They're safe, but excuses will also bring you back to exactly where you started. Remember that the next time an excuse floats into your mind. Are you truly where you want to be in life, or are you falling back on fear and choosing to be comfortable instead of facing a challenge? By becoming more cognizant of your brain's proclivity for using excuses so you won't be held accountable, the better you will become at dismissing them. 5. Turn your shoulds into musts. In your mind, if you have no choice but to succeed, if achieving your goal is an absolute must, then nothing else matters. Sacrifices won't even be a question. Excuses go out the window. You'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. Period. Focus on where you want to go, not on what you fear, Tony Robbins says. Even the most successful people feel like they're living in fear sometimes. The difference is, rather than allowing fear to creep in and suck the life right out of their dreams, they know that the price they will pay if they don't give their goals and visions every ounce of energy and focus they have is far scarier. They know the real fear is living a life where they have settled or compromised what they really wanted. How do you adopt that mindset and perspective? Imagine yourself at 80 years old, nearing the end of your life. You are sitting in your rocking chair, reflecting on how you lived your life. Now, look back on your life as if you had not achieved the goal you were after at this moment. How has this affected the course of your life? What are your regrets? What do you wish you had made more time for? What do you wish you had attempted? Is there sadness and regret? Are you wondering, what if? In this way, you can use fear to propel you toward your ultimate goal. 6. Adopt a growth mindset. People often give up on what they want because they believe that reaching their goal is beyond their abilities. They continue living in fear and settle into their lives thinking that their goal is unattainable, so they don't even bother. But the most successful people foster a growth mindset. They don't think of their abilities as fixed, but rather as flexible. And when faced with a setback, they work harder. They adopt a new strategy. They keep seeking a solution. They don't give up when things become challenging. Instead, they find new ways to adapt and work harder to achieve their goals. 7. Learn that pain brings valuable insight. There isn't one successful person in the world who hasn't had to overcome major obstacles. The most painful experiences can help refine what you want and what you don't want in life. Failure, disappointment, dead ends, these can all be used as a means of reflecting and saying, "This didn't work, it wasn't the right fit, so what do I really want?" Remember, we are built to adapt, so embrace your inner strength and use each experience as a tool to help you learn more about yourself and what you really must have in life. When you're facing a painful experience or feel like giving in to fear, picture someone you admire who faced adversity. They wouldn't have achieved the success they now have without learning how to stop living in fear. 8. Practice self-care. Mastering your emotions and changing your mindset is psychological, but would you be surprised to learn that the psychological is also physical? Next time you feel like you're living in fear, change your posture and adopt a power pose. It can make you feel more confident and less fearful.